Hello and welcome to ABS Tier 4 for the finale at Brazil. It's PSR Gorgon, FRT Gorgon, whatever you want to call me, on comms. So, I'm going through the old game. That's not ideal. Let me just. Oh dear. Okay, so let me do that again. So, welcome to ABS Tier 4 at Brazil for the finale. So it's me on comms, FRT Gorgon or Nathan. And yeah, the championship's already wrapped up in Tier 4 with Communists winning the drivers, and I believe Mercedes have already won the constructors too. That was quite a dominant performance by the Mercedes duo of Communist and Farscoped out there. Yeah, I believe Mercedes have won the constructors. So yeah, so all championships wrapped up, but it's the finale. There's no reason not to race. Just a bit of fun out there. Although it is wet conditions, so it is a bit tricky out there at the moment. So we'll have to see how they get on. And we'll just go and get all the old telemetry up so you guys can see how people are doing. So I think Mazepin's on a time lap right now. Yeah, looks like they're on a time lap. So coming through the last sector now on the straight, completely flat out here, even in the wet. And he's not going to improve. He's slightly down this lap, but again, into conditions, you need to do a few laps and feel your way into the conditions. As Artem go to provisional pole. Good start from him as Fresh crashes out. Oh, unfortunate there for Fresh. Let's see how he's done that then. I think he's lost it on traction. Let's see. Yeah, he's lost it on traction. He's binned it in the wall. Unfortunate there for Fresh. Someone who's proved to be quite a fast driver in Tier 4, but again, into conditions are always quite tricky, and you can easily be caught out like Fresh has done right there. I'll go on board for lap with old Joseph F1. That ABS Tier 1 commentator who's decided to go on pad for some races, so we'll see how he gets on now. Oh, and he's pitting. He's ruined all that build up. Let's see. Oh, no, is Swindus on the lap or is he just going slowly? Let's see. Oh, he's pitting as well. Is anyone going to go on the lap? Okay, Mazepin's up. Let's see how he's doing. He's 6 tenths up. What time is he going to set going to line? It should be provisional pole. And it is a 15.4. And half a second gap back to Artem. So it's quite impressive lap so far from Mazepin. Does JRO Aaron come to the line? And it's a 1:19.3. Okay. So everyone else is on out laps or on the pit, so we'll just have to wait a little bit for some more laps to come along. Unless Jairo, no, he's invalidated, never mind. Chaz is out on a lap. Let's see how Chaz does. Through the CNRSs. A little bit squirrely through there, gets on the curb. It's quite tricky to keep that sequence of corners clean though. Coming up to the end sector 1. I'm not sure how fast that is, but let's see. So coming through the second sector now, it's going to be quite tricky in the wet, spotting your braking point. It's always hard to adapt to the wet, considering most people have probably done a bit of a lot of dry practice and not in the wet, and Chaz has taken a bit too much speed through that corner and he's invalidated, so unfortunate there for Chaz. So let's see who's the next on the lap. Is that a Mercedes? Yes, the Mercedes have fast scoped. Let's see how he gets on this lap then. Into second gear for the extra rotation there through the CNRSs. But unfortunately he gets on throttle a bit earlier there, a bit greedy on the power, and he's lost a chunk of time. I think that lap is pretty much over there for Farscope. But Sam Lenick coming down the straight. Let's see what time he sets in through the first sector. It's at 18.7. That's a little bit up on what we saw from Chaz just a couple minutes ago on his lap before he invalidated. So seems like a pretty decent sector there from Sam the Nick. Coming into the second sector now. Again, this is quite a tricky corner. You can't carry as much speed as you did on the last game, so lots of people always get caught out with track limits here. But Sam the Nick versus that part quite nicely. Seems to be taking quite a good line, trying to reduce the wheel spin in the second sector. A bit squirrely on exit there, but trying to keep good momentum through the end of this second sector. And it's all about this exit now. Can Sam the Nick get a good exit onto the straight? It looks alright. Let's see how he comes to the line, trying to take the shortest route to the line. It can be a bit sketchy through that corner going flat out, but Sam the Nick takes it flat out onto the line. He's going to set a 1:16.3, and that's P5. Not a bad lap time there from Sam the Nick. So you've got Artem improving even more. He's already 3 tenths up on what we just saw from Sam the Nick through the first sector there, so that's a really strong there from Artem, as Gerald Aaron almost gets in the way of his teammate, but luckily he's just able to give a little bit enough room for his teammate. Through the second sector now, a little bit wide there for Artem, but it's still right. He's still keeping the car nice and stable and hitting the apex. He's using first gear for that extra rotation through there. As Josie's crashed, he's gone and hit the wall. Unfortunate there for him. As Artem also goes a bit deep into this corner, it is quite tricky braking into there on the wet because you're trying to get to full throttle and then you have to brake straight away. But into this last sector now, Artem's 3 tenths up. He may have gone a bit deep, but he's still managing to improve on his time. And up to the line, can Artem break into the 1:14s here? He'll have to get a really good last sector to do so, but it's definitely possible. Actually, no, never mind. I'm looking at the wrong time. I mean, can Artem go and beat Mazepin? And up to the line, he's 2 tenths off. Still a strong lap there from Artem. The Ski Man goes P3 over 16.3. Good lap there from Ski Man. We'll go on board with Swinners then. I'll go off board now. Into the last sector goes Swinners. How much is he up on his time? 4 tenths. He can improve enough. He might be able to pit Thresh here, who's obviously retired, so Thresh won't be able to improve on his lap times. Going through the final sector now. What is Swinners going to set? And it's a 1:16.5. Oh, 2 thousandths off of Thresh's time. So close, but not quite enough. Let's see who else is on a lap. Don't think anyone's improving. As Swinners has binned it actually through the DRS. He's pushed a bit too hard, and he's hit the wall. Luckily, I didn't get that on stream, and I've only just seen him in the wall because that could have been a bit embarrassing. As Gerald Aaron is still struggling to get a representable and valid lap time on the board there. Is Artem starting another lap? I think Artem is. Let's go on board with Artem then. Through the DRSs. Now onto his flying lap. Oh, he's a bit greedy on traction there, and he spins it around. As Artem's lap run, his tyre are going to be very, very hot after that spin. So Swinner's just getting back to the pits. So it's just... Oh no, Mazepin's actually on the lap. Let's see how Mazepin's doing. Obviously provisional pole, and he's won the last 2 races actually, I think. Let me check with that. Let me check on that one. How is he? I think Mazepin's had quite a good run of form recently. Mazepin's won the last 2 races in a row. Yeah, so Mazepin's had some really good form. He's putting on a great show for himself in his final races of Tier 4. I actually missed that sector split, so I don't know if he's up at this time, but it looks like he's a bit down because he's quite far off his time. So let's see if he goes for another lap now, as we've got a ghosted tyre on the track. A bit interesting there, but through the DRSs goes Mazepin. Let's see how he gets through here. Can he get good traction? It looks like he didn't have much wheel spin there or any at all, so looks like it could be quite a good first sector there for Mazepin. It's actually 2 tenths down on what we saw Artem set earlier, so maybe Mazepin has got a bit more downforce on his setup to Artem, and he's going to have a better middle sector here. Let's go on board now with Mazepin. Carrying good minimum speed through this corner. and just about keeping it valid on exit there. The track's actually, I think it stopped raining actually. This could get very spicy if it does dry up enough for softs. We'll have to see what goes on here. Some people might be in the pits and maybe have not set a lap like Sync C1, just because they know it's going to dry up and they can go set a lap later on. Let's see how Mazepin does though. He wants to go and extend that gap as much as possible at the top. He's currently losing a bit of time on his previous lap. I don't think his tyres will be overheating just yet because there's still quite a lot of water on the track, but that could be a factor in the next couple of minutes with drivers going out in his pit. Yeah, he clearly wasn't improving enough on his time. So maybe drivers are going to go out on those slick tyres soon to try and set a lap, because it seems to stop raining and it's going to get dry pretty quickly, as it always seems to does on this game. The drivers are still setting laps, so Wild Boy Lewis now through the middle sector. A little bit deep into that corner, but it's alright. Can he get some clean traction here? A little bit squirrely on traction, if I can get my words out. Again, slightly deep. Let's see how he comes. See how he's doing through the this sector 2 split, and he's down this time. But he can, if he gets a good final corner here, he can improve. But I don't think he'll be able to jump anyone on with his improvement at the moment. Let's see how Chaz does though. To the line. P3, good lap there from Chaz, although he is still 8/10 off Mazepin, so that just shows how strong of a lap Mazepin set compared to the rest of this field out here. There's Farscope starting on this lap, as Wild Boy Lewis has gone and hit the wall there. Interesting from Wild Boy Lewis. Anyway, let's go on board with Farscope. Seems to traverse that quite nicely. Now onto the straight now. DRS. Oh yeah, obviously there's no DRS because it's wet. It's just silly me. Anyway, I missed that sector split. What did he set through sector 1? An 18.7. That's, from what we've seen, that's a decent sector 1. He's quite intensive of traction through there. Maybe that's lost him a little bit of time. Still a little bit squirrely on traction there. He's maybe not feathering that throttle as nice as he could do. But he's got decent traction there, although he has to kind of lift off a bit, as we've got J.R.O. Aaron spinning around in front of him. But he's 6/10 up almost now. He can jump Thrasher, but I don't think he'll be able to jump anyone else unless track conditions have allowed him to, or unless track conditions have improved enough for him to have a much better final sector here. But it looks like he's going to go P9. Yep, as he goes P9, as J.R.O. Aaron has managed to get himself disqualified by doing donuts on the grass. Interesting. Anyway, let's see who else is on a lap then. So Mazepin is starting a lap, and they're on the inter still, so I guess maybe it's not going to clear up enough in time for them to go and get their final laps in. I might also have a timing glitch because I did join partway through the session, so that might be why people are finishing off their things now. Are they controlled by the AI now? Looks like they might be. Yeah, I think the session is actually ending for these guys. I think they're going to be on their final laps now. The Sync C1 has waited till the end because he knows this is the time where the track conditions are going to be the best. But maybe he's not done enough into practice because he seems to be a little bit down on what he could do as he goes to get squirrely on exit. As we see Wild Boy Jake there on the grass. He's messed up on his lap and he's spinning around onto the grass in the final sector. Let's go on board with Mazepin now. Currently P1. Through the end of sector 2 now. What's he going to set? Is he going to be up on his time? Oh, he's slightly down on his time. Maybe he's not going to improve. Let's see how Artem's doing. Artem's 5,000ths down. This could be quite tight if Artem gets a good exit here onto the straight. And that looks like a pretty decent exit from Artem as Mazepin pulls to the side as he's not going to improve. Can Artem snatch a pole from Mazepin here? He's going to have to have a really, really good final sector to do so, but it could be possible. And to the line, what's Artem going to set? Oh, he's not improved by enough. And that's Mazepin on pole, so that's the end of the session then. So you've got Mazepin P1 continuing his good run of form with a pole position after winning the last two races. We've got Artem in P2. And these top two guys are miles clear of Chaz in P3. Followed by Skiman, Jake, Sandonik, Fresh, who retired early on, Swinners, Farscoped, and then Sync C1 rounds at the top 10, with Thrasher and Wild Boy Lewis being the other two to set lap times, with the rest either not setting a lap time or being disqualified as J.R.O. Aaron was there. So when Mazepin retires, we will be able to hop onto the race then. I'm not aware if it's going to be a dry or wet race yet. I'm going to ask the guys in the chat. Yeah, so I can confirm the race is dry, so maybe people like Mazepin and Artem have put on a wet setup to go and give them track position in the qualifying, or they could have just had really strong pace compared to the rest of the field. So we'll see how that pans out in the race then. Oh, am I? I spectated, but I think I might actually be on the grid. Oh dear. Oh no. I think I might be on the grid. I'll have to go and I'm gonna have to leave the session and then rejoin. Yeah, I'm in a car. Yeah, I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna rejoin. Oh dear. Can you invite me? Oh, never mind. I just got an invite. See you guys. I just joined to get an invite because I'm on the grid. Hopefully I can go and give you guys. There we go. Let's do that. Okay. So you've got my II at the back of the grid, but I'll go and sort that out later. Hopefully my AI can just stay out the way of these guys at the front. I'm gonna go. Let's look at the tyre options now, because obviously for wet qualifying, that means that the guys can start on any tyre they want. So Mazepin's gone aggressive. He's gone for the soft tyre to try and put a gap at the front. But Artem and P2's gone for the mediums, who will probably look at being the top two contenders for the win in this race after their qualifying performance. We've got a bit of a mix up the grid through with mediums and soft, but it looks like softs are the more common tyre, although it is quite tight between them. As Joseph and Y-Boy Lewis have had some contact on the formation app, so that is not ideal, but anyway. So Mazepin's now backing up the pack. So here we go then, they're lining up on the grid. Wait, is Beans actually not in the session? He's not. I will invite him back after the start. Or is he in? I can't tell. Is he still disconnected? But hopefully he's going to rejoin before the start of the race. I don't know. Anyway, let's go and get a... Here we go then. I've got lights. It's 5 red lights. Okay, game. It's lights out and away we go. I don't know what's going on my screen here. It's all glitched out, but okay. Mazepin leads into turn 1. As I can't really see what's going on behind. My game's glitched out. Interesting. And there's a car off in the background. I can't see who that is because my game is bugged out. Oh dear. What has gone on here then? There's green flags still, so it looks like it's been fairly clean, although I think that might be fresh off in the background. Who's out as Chaz slips through on... Who was that? I can't think. Is that's Ski Man. So Chaz slips through on Ski Man. I'm trying to remember who's in what car now. It must have been pulled a decent lap to Artem, it looks like, behind. Oh god, this game. What is going on? My thing, I can flick. Oh my god. Oh! I'm out of the session. What? Interesting. I don't know where my AI is, but okay. Nice game. Interesting. Somehow my AI has crashed and caused a virtual safety car. So that is interesting. Anyway, so yeah, so we've got Mazepin at the front, who's built a decent lead up to R10 behind then, so those soft tyres working nicely for him at the start. Obviously you couldn't really see that well because I had none of this telemetry data because of the stupid game. But you know, it's what it is. Wait for this, I'll get all the details up now. So I think, is the virtual safety car ended? Looks like it might have. Yes, it's green racing again. Is that rain I can see, or is that just me being blind? I'm not quite sure, but oh, there's been a massive crash. What has gone on here? Oh my god, there's been a monumental crash. Sink, Salmonik, and Ski Man have all crashed out, and I'm not really sure what's happened. And there's only yellow flags, so somehow there's been a massive crash as Aaron is now retired. Okay, so we've managed to have 4 DNFs in the space of about 30 seconds. It seems like maybe Sink binned it and then collected other drivers because they seem to have crashed off in quite an awkward position there. I'm really not sure what's gone on there. Let's look at the fighting in the midfield though. We've got Aaron and Thrasher fighting. Let's see what goes on into turn 1 here. See if I can get a good camera angle. So Thrasher's still behind Aaron. Let's see what Thrasher can do out of this turn. Yep, finally got a good camera angle. Gets a bit squirrely on exit though, does Thrasher, and he drops out of DRS. It seems almost Aaron behind. He's actually still just about got the DRS, but he's dropped quite far behind there. There's more yellow flags. What's gone on here? Or is it just a game? Oh, it's just Farscope to lagging. He's saying he's a lap down and he suddenly pops back up. Honestly, I don't even know what's going on at the moment. This is just being a bit weird, isn't it? But Wireboy Lewis gets the first penalty of the race. Hopefully the game sorts itself out now and we don't have any more problems, but yeah, it's just a bit interesting really. So my AI has managed to crash out at the start, and now everyone's crashing. It's just been a bit of a mess. As Farscope seems to have gone off there, and he's got a bit of grass on his tyres. Maybe he's made a mistake through that final corner, that final corner in Sector 2, which is quite tricky to keep the car flat out or 80% throttle through that corner. There's quite a lot of understeer, but Chaz has snuck into the DRS of Mazepin here, so Chaz starting in P3 on the grid is able to get past Artem and is closing up on Mazepin now, although Chaz has used up significantly more ERS than Mazepin, so this could reduce his chance of overtaking Mazepin if Mazepin burns that ERS and pulls a bit of a gap to Chaz behind. But the gap is lingering around a second now as Chaz gets a penalty. He's pushing the limits a bit too hard. It's already in lap 4 and he's got a penalty. So both Ferraris have got a 3-second time penalty track limits already. So that's not going to be good for Chaz, as we've got more yellow flags. And there's no cars in that section on the track where there's yellow flags. So again, another Codemasters miracle then. It seems to be a ghost crashing on track, so I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, I think Mazepin has just about escaped the DRS of Chaz. Yes, he has. Chaz is not in DRS, but there is a bit of a train behind as Joseph is behind Thrasher with Fresh right behind Joseph. Fresh on those soft tyres is showing really good pace. And is it going to be a 3-wide affair into turn 1 here? Let's go and see. Down the straight, Joseph's got DRS. Oh, Thrasher's also got DRS. This is going to be tight. Joseph's going to go down the inside of Thrasher, is he? It's going to be side by side through the centre S's. Who's going to come out on top? Thrasher comes out on top, and Thrasher's trying to get through on Joseph. Onto the main straight now. Has Thrasher got DRS on the car in front? Don't know if he has. He's not got DRS, and Thrasher and Joseph are going to get through here. Let's see, it's 2 wide into turn 3 wide. Now it's almost 3 wide. Fresh sends someone down the inside of Joseph as he gets past Thrasher. And Joseph is forced off the track. Thrasher just about gets through, but he puts it in the wall. And he's out of the race. And he's taking Thrasher with him. Oh my god. And that's surely a safe car. Oh dear. That is a really unfortunate incident then. Thrasher's lost it, pushing really, really hard to get past. And he spinned it, and he's taken out Thrasher with him. As Farscope then gets a penalty for corner cutting. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what's gone on there. Maybe he tried to have had to avoid that instant that he was behind, because that was quite a big crash. Excuse me. Yeah. So, is anyone going to pit? Surely someone's got to pit to try and take a little punt at the strategy, try and mix it up a bit. I think Hards, with a bit of luck on the punches, you might be able to take Hards to the end from here. So that could be an idea for some of the drivers as Aaron Ocon's pitting. So maybe he's thinking of doing that. Excuse me, maybe he's thinking of doing that as Joseph stays out. Is Beans pitting? Oh, Beans is still disconnected. Let me invite him back. Actually, I forgot to do that. Just been sent a clip of the crash between the Sync C1 and the other 2 drivers in the start of sector 2 here. Let's see what goes on here. So Ski Man and Sam the Nick seem to be fighting, and Ski Man seems to cut across Sam the Nick, put himself into a wall. Sam the Nick then veers back on track because he's out of control and takes out Ski Man, and that's how they all DNF then. So from one silly move from a driver, it's taken out 3 of them, so that's really not ideal there. It's just a tier 4 moment. Anyway, so we've only technically got 9 drivers left because Beans is disconnected. Although I'm going to try and get Beans back in because surely he wants to go on rejoin. I'm not sure though. Okay, so surviving behind the safety car now as Farscope's having more internet issues, it seems, because it says he's a lap down somehow, but I don't think he's been lapped. So he's had that quite a lot recently. His internet's been right. Excuse me. Yeah, I think he's so I don't think he's actually a lap down, but the game's just glitched out for him. I've convinced Beans to rejoin, so we're going to have 10 drivers racing. Beans to join, lovely. So Scott is in this lap then. So if we're talking about net positions, I think Wyboy Lewis is actually net P1 because he's the first guy who can go to the end as Farscopes hits the rear end of Wyboy Jake then and gets past him even though he was behind him. That's interesting anyway. Let's focus on Mazepin then at the front then. The main battle will be between Mazepin, Chaz and Artem, as Artem has benefit from the safe scar because all that time that Mazepin built up, he's now lost to the guys behind. But here we go, Mazepin's away. Chaz is closing in on him, but he's not close enough as we have Artem and Joseph send it down the inside of each other. Artem keeps position as Joseph stays in behind. Further back down the field, there's a bit of fighting going on. As a car goes into the wall, is that? Can't really tell. Farscope's in a wall. Oh no, that is not ideal for Farscope. He was lagging, so I think that's probably a lag-related issue there. As Beans has still not got control of his car. As Mazepin spun out. Mazepin was in the race lead and he spun out. I've completely missed that one. And now Artem inherits the race leaders. Chaz is having issues. Don't know what's going on with Chaz, but he's lost time. So maybe Chaz and Mazepin had an incident. I missed that one. I didn't mean to do that. There's a crash and Alfa Romeos have spun each other around. Oh my god, what is going on here then? That is a complete mess. And somehow out of all of this, Artem and Joseph are top, and Y-Boy Lewis has got himself up into P3. Who would have thought? On the hard tyres, he's made his way through all these guys on these fresher tyres. Anyway. So onto the straight now. Artem's pulled a good gap to Joseph behind. It's almost a second now, or it is actually a second. Or dipping just under as Joseph's using a bit of energy power on that straight. He's got 10% less ARS to use than Artem now, as Y-Boy Lewis is tucked in behind. As Chaz never retires, so he's had enough. He's out of here. So it's calmed down a little bit for the brief moment, but Mazepin is still trying to challenge back on the guys in front with Y-Boy Jake just behind Mazepin as well. We'll focus on this battle of the battle between these guys, because these are the closest guys on track and the only ones near each other really. So hopefully we get a bit of action between these guys, and hopefully it's clean, unlike the other incidents we've seen so far, which have resulted in quite a few DNFs, which is really not ideal. But we'll have to see as Y-Boy Jake gets another penalty. Let's go on. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's go and check penalties while we're. How do I check it? Oh, what am I doing? Where is it? Penalties. There we go. So we've got Fastco's got a 10-second from earlier on, but he's disconnected now. We've got Y-Boy Jake on 13 seconds with Twinners on 5 and Y-Boy Lewis on 3. So let's go and change that back to the leader. Interval even. Okay, so Y-Boy Jake's dropped a bit back from Mazepin there, as Mazepin's looking to mount a challenge on Twinners. As Beans then goes into the pits, is he going to retire from the race? His inputs are quite weird on his wheel and that. Or maybe it's his AI pitting. Who knows? Anyway, so up the front, actually, from the middle sector there, Mazepin has managed to get past Twinners. I think that might have been on the DRS straight. But Twinners is still right behind Mazepin, and Mazepin is going to close up on the guys ahead, such as Y-Boy Jake, because he has got those soft tyres on, which, even though they are 9 laps old, probably still provide a bit more grip than those hard tyres. So let's see then, as oh, Y-Boy Jake's crashed out of the race. What's going on here? I think he's lost it on traction. Is that another? Oh, that's another safety car. So he's lost it on traction, and then we've got another safety car. Oh dear, that's not ideal. So we're so many laps in and we've already had this many DNFs. It's really not going well. Oh dear. So up the front then, Mazepin has pit onto the hard, they'll go to the end. As he hits the pit wall, he might have got damage from that, light damage maybe. Interesting from there from Mazepin, as Twinners is coming out the pits now. Those mediums might be a bit of a push to the end actually. But they should be able to make it, I'm pretty sure, so. But they'll just be a bit worse off at the end, as Beans is now on the mediums as well. We've got Far Scoped in behind. Closing up to the pack then, but he is a lap behind, so I don't think there's much point in him really rejoining, because he's not going to be able to make up that deficit, so that's why he's left. He also was having issues, so that's really not ideal. The game just glitching out for him, which is not great, but again, what can you do with these Codemasters games? He's meant to be some of the best games, racing games out there, but the glitches are a bit of a mess, but yeah. Anyway, hopefully the safety car is in the next lap then, and I think everyone is in, just to make sure, so I don't have to invite anyone. Yeah, everyone is in. As someone's pit, Mazepin's pit. Is he going to, maybe he's going to medium tyres actually. maybe he saw those guys go onto the mediums and he thought, oh, I might go onto mediums. Actually, no. He may have. Yeah, he's got damage. He got damage on that pit wall as I saw on stream earlier. I forgot about that. So he's picked up damage and he's had to pit because that damage would really affect his pace, because we know damage is quite costly in this game. So Mazepin will drop back to the end, to the bottom of the field, other than Beans, who's then hit the wall on safety car. Hopefully he didn't pick up damage there either. But in terms of net positions, Aaron Ocon, actually no, he won't get to. I think Swinness is actually the net leader now because of Aaron Ocon and Weibel Lewis is freezing a penalty, and I don't think Aaron Ocon will be able to get to the end with the state of his tyres in. But we'll see how this one pans out then. I'm very surprised there's still none of you in chat watching this race, I can't lie. We spent most of it on the safety car so far, or glitched out as Artem's just gone into neutral gear on the safety car. There is a safety car coming in this lap, please say it is. Beans catch up to the pack please, yep, lovely. So the safety car is in this lap then. So Artem will lead us away for the second time, actually no, for the first time, because Mazepin led us away before and then he spun it around. Maybe I think he may have had contact with Chaz then. But let's see then. So he's warming up his tyres very slowly. He'll try and catch Joseph off here. Let's see when he goes then. Joseph's alongside him. Put as much pressure on Artem as he can. And Artem's gone. How well has Joseph reacted? He's reacted fairly well compared to Weibel Lewis behind him. He's lost a little bit more time. We've had Swinners who's had a great reaction. He's already alongside Aaron Ocon. He's going to go down the inside here into turn one. Let me get a better camera angle for this. Down the inside, and Swinners is he through? They're still side by side. Aaron Ocon tries to push him out a little bit. He goes on to the curb there to Swinners, and Aaron Ocon keeps position. Interesting, they're defending there from Aaron Ocon as now Mazepin shoots through on the outside. Good driving from Mazepin, capitalising on someone else getting shoved off. He's now right on the back of Aaron Ocon, who will have a bit more grip with those fresh and medium tyres. Can Mazepin make that work? Coming up into the second sector now. Mazepin's going alongside Aaron Ocon. He's going to go around the outside. No, not quite, but he's going to try and get a switch back. Will he send one down the inside here? Not quite. He's a little bit too far back to do that. It would be a very, very optimistic move and probably quite reckless if he did send one down the inside there, but he's hiding behind Aaron Ocon at the moment. As we see here, Artem's built a really good lead up to the guys behind us. Weibel Lewis has managed to sneak past Joseph F1 there, so that's impressive there from Weibel Lewis, sneaking up the inside of Joseph on those mediums, which will probably still be a bit fresher than his, to be honest, or they'll be quite equal now. But yeah, so Artem's built up a really big lead there to Lewis, so he's showing great pace, as we did see in qualifying. As Joseph's now challenging Weibel Lewis on the straight. They're going to go side by side, is it? I can't really tell. The camera angle is not doing me many favours here. So Joseph gets past Weibel Lewis and he's up into P2 again, but he has lost quite a lot of time to Artem behind, so that's not ideal for Joseph because he probably wanted to keep that DRS. Swinners gets a penalty, not ideal for him, although it is quite tricky to keep it clean around Brazil when he's trying to go side by side through quite a lot of corners because they're not always made for too wide action. Mazepin then gets through on Weibel Lewis, and Mazepin showing really good pace. He's absolutely slicing his way through the field on these fresh medium tyres, and he's surely be able to mount the challenge on Joseph and then Artem in the next couple of laps here. The DRS will get enabled on lap 15, so after this lap I'm pretty sure, so Mazepin will have to go and use the slipstream and his battery power to get past Joseph on this next straight. We have a little bit of a DRS train falling in here as Beans falling off the back a little bit because he's on pad because his wheel did broke. I think he's broken his leg, so he can't go and use his wheel for obvious reasons there. But he's still racing on pad, so he might be off the pace, but you got to respect him for trying to get some points on pad, and at the moment he's kept it clean. He's still in his battle with Mazepin and Joseph going side by side here. Mazepin run the outside. Can he make it work on Joseph? Not quite. Joseph positions his car nicely, but Mazepin has so much more grip there. You can see as he hits the back of Joseph even. Has Mazepin got damage? That could be quite crucial if Mazepin's got damage, but he's got past Joseph F1. He's going to go down the inside here. Surely he's going to make that move stick as we have Aaron Ocon and Weibel Lewis fighting behind us. Weibel Lewis goes off track and the Swinners then shoots through on Weibel Lewis, does he? It's going to be quite tight, and yep, Swinners gets position. So Weibel Lewis loses 2 positions in one corner there. Not ideal for him, but yet again he is on those hards, so he's going to have to at least grip out the guys at the top of the field at the moment. As we now see Mazepin trying to close in on Artem with those fresher mediums, surely be able to cut through that field quite nicely. Yeah, so he's closing up quite a lot then on Artem. 1.3 tenths now, 1.2. Is he going to be able to get the DRS? If he gets a really good exit here and bursts his battery up this little stretch to the DRS section, he might be able to get it, but I think he's a little bit too far back. Yeah, it's about a tenth out of it. He's not quite able to get the DRS, but if he burns his DRS enough down this straight, he'll be able to get it for the next straight and then close in and make the move soon on Artem. So, really impressive drive again from Mazepin, as he's shown in the last 2 races where he's got a win. So, having a great run of form as he has Swinners in behind Aaron Ocon, trying to go round the outside. Can he make it stick? Oh no, Swinners spins. I think he's clipped the grass, and maybe Aaron Ocon pushed him a bit wide and he's spun around. That's not really good Swinners, and he's just doing donuts on the track. I think it's a bit early to be doing some celebrations for the season right now. It's only halfway through the race. Anyway, Mazepin's right on the back of Artem now. He's 3 tenths behind, so surely Mazepin's going to try and look for a move on through this middle sector, try and make Artem go defensive. Although Mazepin's burned almost all of his ERS and Artem's got pretty much 100%, so I don't think this move will be as easy as you think. The DRS may be powerful, but if Mazepin doesn't have any ERS to use on Artem, then Artem could be able to fight back on the next straight if Mazepin's out of ERS, which could make it quite an easy move for him. So let's see how Artem plays this. He'll try and reduce how far away Mazepin can get, because again, these guys are going to be the top guys fighting for the win here, and if there's a late safety car, Artem would hopefully be the guy in front to hold his position, as Aaron Ocon then gets a penalty, and we now only have 4 runners without a penalty in this race. Or 4 runners even yet. So Mazepin using a DRS, but he's not burning the ERS quite yet. He did do a little dab of it there, but he's playing it smart. He's saving his ERS up onto this straight here. He's going to try and get a really good exit, as Artem seems to be matching him on that exit. But now down the straight, he's using the stitcher in a DRS, but he's still not using his ERS. So maybe he's trying to safe it up behind Artem, knowing that Artem's going to use his ERS to defend. Further in behind, the Swinners gets past Beans on it, getting past his teammate Beans, who's obviously a little bit off the pace there on pad. As Mazepin and Artem are fighting right at the front here. Mazepin's still stuck behind Artem. He can't find a way through. Artem's defending quite well, but again, Mazepin is trying to save his ERS up. So smart driving there from Mazepin, as he knows he did have quite a big deficit of ERS, which he's able to reduce significantly in this last lap by not burning anything. You can see that Artem's tyres definitely going off though. He's getting a bit squirrely on exit, so that's really not ideal for him. So onto this main straight now. Is Mazepin going to try and make the move on this main straight? Yep, he's activated DRS. He's going to probably activate DRS very, very shortly. So here comes Mazepin then, down the straight. ERS enabled. Actually, no, only DRS enabled. He's turned off his ERS completely. Where's he going to go? He's going to go down the inside of Artem here. Let's see, can he make the move stick? Artem's going to try and hang it around the outside. Never mind. He's going to try and get a switch back on Mazepin. Can he get a switch back move on the straight? He's going to burn his DRS now. Surely is Artem. He's burning his DRS. Can he? He's got the DRS now. Can Artem make a move on Mazepin? Where's he going to go? He's going to go to the outside as Mazepin moves to defend the inside. Mazepin, is he going to brake later? Artem seems to brake a little bit later than him. Artem's going around the outside, but Mazepin with those fresh tyres is holding it on the inside. As Artem and Mazepin get a bit squirrely, Mazepin has crashed. And Artem has also crashed. He's gone off the track. So now Joseph is going to inherit P2 from Mazepin. Has Mazepin got damage? He may have got minor damage, but it's not going to be that significant. So surely his fresh tyres may be able to reduce that deficit. As yeah, that was... Didn't actually exactly see what happened there, but poor old Mazepin, I think he's lost it, or one of the Artem or Mazepin have lost it, and they've had a bit of a mare there. So I've got a message. Ooh. Okie dokie. 2 seconds, just inviting Farscope back, as he thinks he sorted out his internet, or whatever. So there you go. I've invited Farscope back, so hopefully he can get back in his car and drive around, even though he is quite far behind everyone else. So with Mazepin having a spin, and he may have actually reset his track there with his AI being on the track, but not quite sure. It means that he could have to overtake Joseph and Artem all over again, so we're going to see some more action between these guys. But this time Mazepin's going to have no ERS to do so he's going to simply have to use the DRS and the slipstream, or maybe save up some ERS behind the guys in front, such as Joseph. But let's see then, as Farscope's now rejoined the session. So let's see then, Artem showing quite good pace out the front. Looks like he's pulling a little bit from Joseph there, as Mazepin is now closing to DRS of Joseph. So can Mazepin make a move on these next 2 straights, closing in with that DRS? Only time will tell anyway. I'm hoping these guys give us some good action, because other than that we're not going to see many on-track battles. So yeah, as Mazepin is using his ERS actually on the straight, he's going to close up a little bit with that ERS and then either burst that DRS down the straight. Well, not really burst the DRS, you're only opening the flap, aren't you, anyway. But he's going to close up with that DRS now, and he might be able to make a move on this next straight if he has enough ERS. So like Mazepin, Joseph's got pretty much no battery power either. So it's going to simply be DRS, the speed from the DRS is going to really help Mazepin here down the straight. Can he make a move on Joseph? It looks like he's a little bit too far back here to make a move, and he is a little bit too far back. Joseph still holds on to P2, which will slow up Mazepin and maybe hinder his chances of closing up to Artem. So with that spin, we have to think. You also got to realise Mazepin's going to have worse tyre wear now, so it might be a bit of a struggle for him to get to the end on those tyres, which could then play into Artem's hands. But again, the stewards might have a bit of a say about that incident. Cause although I didn't catch it on stream, I'm sure one of these guys are streaming and are going to go and submit a clip about blaming the other person for the crash. But anyway, it looks like Artem's got about a 3-second lead now. He's got quite a comfortable gap to Joseph behind, who's holding up Mazepin quite a lot here. Mazepin gets a really good exit compared to Joseph though. Excuse me, and up the straight he goes, activating DRS. It's going to be quite a textbook move here from Mazepin, going round the outside and making a very simple DRS overtake on Joseph. This could be a mistake because now Joseph's going to have that DRS on Mazepin. So if Joseph could keep close off to Mazepin through these NRSs, he could go and get a bet. Well, Joseph gets a penalty though. Joseph gets a penalty, but he can still go and use the DRS to try and overtake Mazepin. Mazepin's burning that ERS. I think Mazepin's just about done enough to stay ahead of Joseph as he has, yeah. That ERS that Mazepin saved up behind Joseph has allowed him to put a bit of a gap on the straight and therefore stop that DRS from being as effective as Joseph would like it to be. And now Artem's going to be left vulnerable again to Mazepin, although Artem has again saved up some a little bit more ERS to hopefully go and fend off Mazepin for as long as he can, holding him up so we can pit onto soft tyres later on in the race and blitz past everyone. The Farscope gets another penalty. Let's see how penalties are looking at the moment. So we have Farscope on 3 seconds because that 10-second was glitched. We have Beans on 6, Swinders on 3, Wireboy Lewis on 9, Joseph and Aaron Ocon on 3, and then Mazepin and Artem, the top guys we saw in qualifying, are keeping it clean. So they may have had good quality pace, but they're also showing that in the races. Artem and so there's a gap at the between the top guys is very, very close. They're both just out of DRS compared to the other guys. So can Joseph get into the DRS? He's almost under a second. He's under a second now. Has Joseph got DRS? He's gone a bit deep then, and he's going to probably lose it out through the detection zone as Joseph gets on the grass. He's doing a bit of lawn mowing for the guys in Brazil, and I think he's dropped out and he's lost a chunk of time compared to Mazepin in front there. So here we go then, Mazepin versus Artem. Mazepin has that tyre wear advantage, but Artem also has that ERS advantage from Mazepin, so it could be quite a good battle between these guys at the front. Earlier we saw them have a bit of a collision and both of them go off track. Mazepin spinning even, so let's see if they can keep it clean this time instead of taking each other out, which is obviously what you want to see. You don't want to see drivers taking each other out. That's not really the best thing to see. So here we go then. Mazepin 7 tenths behind. He's going to be quite close. Can he go and make the move stick? On exit, Mazepin gets a slightly better exit than Artem. Down the straight now. Mazepin's not burning that ERS yet. He's definitely saving it for that next straight. Here he goes then. Into the first sector. Mazepin's 3 tenths behind now. He's surely going to try and set up a really good exit. He's really set up a good exit now. Can Mazepin get a good exit? He's got a decent exit, I'd say. Down the straight, and he's not burning that ERS. He's a little bit too far behind to make a move as Joseph F1 pits onto softs now. He's going to try and undercut Artem in front, as Artem's holding up Mazepin quite a lot now. There we go for the middle sector now. Artem pushing on those 22 lap old tyres. They're going to be almost dead for time now. Mazepin, is he going to go down the inside? Oh, not quite. Artem's really struggling now. He's trying to hold that inside line and prevent Mazepin from going for a move, as Mazepin trying to get a better exit. Not quite able to do so in the middle sector with the dirty air, which is obviously going to really hold him up quite a lot now. Here it is. Here we go then, onto the straight. Mazepin's really close behind, losing a bit of time again through that dirty air. But he's surely going to set up a really good exit here. And he gets a really, really good exit. He's closing up Artem really quickly. He's probably going to not even burn ERS now going down the straight. It's Artem pulls to the left hand side. It's Artem going to go into the pits. Artem's pitting, and so is Mazepin. Mazepin's overtaking him into the pit lane. Oh my god. That was really, really tight between those guys. And so Mazepin's just about got the jump on Artem then. Because Mazepin maybe could have gone to the end on those tyres, but he didn't want to risk it. He wanted to make sure he could get on those soft tyres, and he backs his pace against Artem possibly. Down the straight goes Joseph F1 then. I don't think he's been able to go jump these guys up top actually, because they pulled a decent gap to Joseph, before he pit. But maybe the undercut has brought him a bit closer. So if they battle enough, Joseph could catch up. But let's see then. So Mazepin is leading Artem just about, but on exit, Mazepin goes really, really slowly. I think Artem hits the back of Mazepin actually, and I think he's an AI now, Artem, because he got damage possibly. I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure there. Artem hit the back of Mazepin. The camera angle did do me much of favours there, as Artem's trying to go down the inside of Mazepin through this corner. He's still got the inside lane. He's going to send it on Mazepin. Very optimistic, but he's kept it clean there as Artem. He's made the move stick. Really great driving there from Artem. So there we go then. As I think in terms of net race lead, I think Wyville Lewis is in the net race lead because he should be able to go to the end on those hard tyres. But he's got no grip compared to the guys on the softs. Look at that, Wyville Lewis is struggling so much pace. He also got damage actually. This is going to be a bit interesting now because both drivers are going to get DRS at the front, are they? As Mazepin goes off track even. Mazepin gets a penalty. That is not really good for Mazepin. Now we're going to have to pull a 3-second gap to Artem unless he gets a penalty. So here we go, side by side into turn 1, or the center S even. Artem turns in on Mazepin a little bit. A little bit of contact, and Mazepin almost spins, but they just about manage to keep all their tyres within the white lines and on the track. Mazepin's going to use that DRS now. Can he close up to Artem enough? Is he going to send it down the inside of Artem? He's going to go for the move. Down the inside goes Mazepin. Artem holding it around the outside even. What? It's a great battle between these guys, even though it got a little bit feisty through those center S's at the start of the lap. 2 attempts gap between them through into this middle sector now. In terms of the ERS, they're literally bang equal on ERS as well. So this is going to be a really good battle between these guys. As you've got a spinner. Beans has spun unfortunately through that last sector as he on those fresh soft tyres. So maybe trying to push those fresh soft tyres when a little bit cold, a bit too hard at the end of sector 2. But now to the straight. Mazepin still behind Artem. It's a 6/10 gap. Can Mazepin get a good exit and make the move stick for into the center S's? He's lost a bit of time through the last corner there. And it's still 6/10. Mazepin played a bit of ERS, but I don't think he's going to be close enough on this straight. But he could go for on the next straight. Let's see what happens here. Because down the straight, he's closing and closing as Artem then sets the fastest lap of the race. Mazepin brakes really, really late. He misses brake point a little bit there. That's not great for Mazepin. And he's now going to lose out on the opportunity to go and overtake Artem unless he burns all of his power down the straight. I think someone may have disconnected now, I'm not really sure. Something came up on my screen but I missed it. Okay, never mind. So Artem still holding up Mazepin. We've now got the whole field on soft except for Farscope, who's still on those medium tyres that that is AR pitted for under safety car. For the middle sector now, Mazepin staying really, really close to Artem. Beans is in AI. He's clearly having a few issues and he's just pops in an AI for a little bit. So here we go then, onto the straight. It's 4 attempts gap. Can Mazepin get a good exit? He clicks the inside curve a little bit, gives him a good rotation, and then he's able to get better traction than Artem. He's bursting his DRS down the straight. He's going to use the DRS now. Can Mazepin make the move on Artem into turn 1? Let's go and get the off-board camera angle. Mazepin goes to the inside line. Artem defends quite lately, but Mazepin goes down the inside. He's set new fastest lap of the race. Mazepin gets through, it looks like. Yeah, Mazepin's got through, but can Artem get a switchback move and get past Mazepin again? He's going to have that DRS, he can have that ERS as well. Artem with the slipstream and the ERS enabled with DRS too. Round the outside can go Artem. Is Mazepin going to try to send it back up the inside? No, he doesn't. He can see his position. And again, the fight continues. Mazepin slots in behind Artem. It's in behind now. We have a bit of gap between the guys, but Joseph running a really good race in P3 here. He was able to interfere with Mazepin and Artem's battle at the front when they had a look at their collision, but he's showing pretty solid pace to keep up with Aaron Ocon then as Swinners and the rest of these guys all in behind. Not really able to make too many inroads on each other. We'll keep on with this battle at the front. Artem versus Mazepin. This is a really good battle between these guys, both Russians even, so let's see then, onto the straight. Mazepin with a better exit even. Yeah, he's using the ERS and he's got a really good exit here. Down the straight goes Mazepin. Can he go and make the move on Artem's stick? Again, 2 tenths even. It's one tenth now. He's going to make the move around the outside. Mazepin goes round the outside of Artem even. No, he's round the outside. They make a bit of contact. Artem pushes him wide. It's really, really tight between the centre S's, and now Artem's going to get the DRS on Mazepin, and he's surely going to make the move back again. Down the straight goes Artem, and Mazepin's trying to defend with that ERS into the turn 3. Artem's going down the inside even. And Mazepin holds position this time. Mazepin's got the moves done, but can he pull that gap in the middle sector? It's going to be really hard to do so, because he needs to pull 3 seconds to Artem to get this victory, unless Artem gets a penalty. So this could be quite tight between these two guys. Because in behind we have Aaron Ocon, the freshest off tyres of anybody. This guy from that middle sector now close up to Joseph as Artem gets a time penalty. That's crucial. Now Mazepin does not have to pull that 3 seconds. It's going to be a straight fight. They got even penalties now. The pace is very, very similar too. This could be a really, really good fight. They're probably going to have to be DRSing and overtaking each other through the rest of these laps now. Here goes Artem down the straight. Is Mazepin using the ERS? No, he's not. Artem's going to try to close up on Mazepin now. Using the DRS and ERS. Is Artem going to go for the move? He's got so much more overspeed on Mazepin. Around the outside goes Artem. It's going to be a very textbook move for Artem as he goes to sector 1 in the lead. But can Mazepin now get the DRS and overtake Artem again? Let's see. Down the straight. Mazepin, is he using that ERS? No, he's not, but he's got the DRS. Is he going to try and make the move stick on Artem? It looks like he's going to try and save his ERS even, because Artem's light is flashing now. Artem shoots up a lot of ERS, and it could come to cost him at the end of the race. We've now got another fight brewing. Aaron Ocon versus Joseph for the final podium position. Joseph's looking to make it, I think, 3 podiums in the last 4 as Farscope's crashed. Is that going to be a safety car? That could be a safety car if he's put it in a wall. I don't really know what's going on there, as he's glitched out the barrier. Oh my god, the barrier is glitching up behind him. That is interesting. Anyway, the battle between Mazepin and Artem continues then. No safety car luckily, so it keeps the fight interesting instead of closing the whole field up behind him. But you also have to look at the battle behind between Aaron Ocon and Joseph, but let's focus on the top 2 guys. He goes down the straight, Artem. Mazepin using the slipstream behind him, and he's going to use the DRS. Where is he going to go? Mazepin's going to pull to the outside. Around the outside now Mazepin goes. Can he make the move stick? And he does, yeah. Oh, so Artem tries to challenge around the inside. That's a very late dive from Artem, and he almost makes it stick. As Artem is now trying to make the move back on Mazepin on the straight. As now we have Aaron Ocon and Joseph fighting too. Let's focus on the top 2 guys now. And is Artem going to make the move? He's going to try and go around the outside. He's got no ERS left. It's so tight between these 2 guys. It's side by side now as Artem gets the better of him. I mean, Mazepin gets the better of Artem. Joseph versus Aaron Ocon now. Aaron Ocon going to go down the inside. There's a bit of wall banging. Is Joseph going to get switch track? No, he's not. Aaron Ocon, great move down the inside then. So Aaron Ocon is into the podium positions now as they've both got equal penalties. The battle again, Artem and Mazepin. There's 3 tenths between them. You can't separate these drivers at all. They've been head to tail the whole race now. This has been a really, really good fight between these guys. But the race might come down to who has got the better ERS management and save their tyres better. And so far, Mazepin's got that advantage by 10 10%, sorry, in terms of ERS. But down the straight goes Artem. He's going to go down the inside. Is he going to make the move stick? Mazepin tries to challenge back power on the outside. Mazepin's going to go around the outside here. Let's see how he does. Oh, it's a bit tight between him. Mazepin shoves Artem off. Mazepin's slowed down. He's got the DRS now. Mazepin played it really smartly. Oh no, Artem's got the DRS actually. Never mind, Artem's got the DRS. He's going to stay ahead. So again, there's still a 10-second gap between ERS between these guys. I think actually Joseph F1 may have spun on that lap. He dropped about 5 seconds back to Aaron Ocon. Let's see what's happened to him. Looks like he may have had a bit of a loss of traction in that last sector, because he's dropped about 3.5 seconds compared to his previous last sectors there. So this could put him under pressure from Swinners even. Let's see how the penalties of Swinners. Swinners is actually going to be net P4 at the moment, because he's closed up to Joseph quite nicely there after his early spin, I'm pretty sure. If Joseph gets another penalty, oh, that's really costing Joseph. He's going to probably have to settle in for P5 now. Again, on the straight we go. The top 2 guys battling it out. As Artem is he flashing? No, he's not. But he's got 20% ERS. He's got 15% less than Mazepin. Now around the outside goes Mazepin. He's going to make the move stick, it looks like. Let's go on board of go on the off-board camera as Artem sits it back down the inside. Let's go on board of Artem. They're going to be really tight for these centre S's. Mazepin gets through, but Artem's going to have that DRS then on Mazepin down the next straight. Here comes Artem then using the DRS. Can he make the move on Mazepin? They've now got equal ERS. Artem's going to go round the outside of Mazepin, is he? Let's see if Mazepin breaks a little bit later. And Artem's not able to get through. As Joseph F1's retired in the pits. Oh. I don't know what's going on there, but he's retired in the pits. Maybe he had to go, or he just given up. But he was going to go and get P6 there. So, or P5 even. So I don't know why he's retiring. But anyway. They continue with this battle then between the top two guys, Mazepin and Artem. They've been at it the whole race, so whilst everyone has been crashing and having incidents, they've been keeping it pretty clean other than their incident early on. As now Artem's struggling a little bit. He's losing a lot of time to Mazepin. He's got a little bit out of sync here. He's lost his momentum and he's losing a lot of time to Mazepin. Can Mazepin break the DRS here? If Artem's got a push, he can't allow Mazepin to escape him. Because if he does, that's pretty much conceding the race win. Unless Artem shows really good pace to catch back up. So into turn 1 now, Artem still got the DRS on Mazepin, but excuse me, he's pulling a really good gap now. So Artem's still got the DRS, but it's only a 9/10 gap now. So Artem's going to have a really strong middle sector to keep up now. So I'm losing my voice a little bit. So 8/10 now separates these two drivers through the middle sector now. Artem seems to be pretty equal. Mazepin may have exceeded track limits there. But Artem's got to stay in this DRS. He can't allow Mazepin to escape him. Through the sector 2 now, Artem's got a bit squirrely on exit, but as he kept the DRS, he has, it looks like. If he gets a good exit here, he should be able to close up to Mazepin very nicely with the DRS advantage he's going to gain. So as they go through the detection point, Artem's comfortably in that DRS now. And down the straight, so they use that DRS. They're probably going to use his ERS to his advantage to close up on Mazepin. That's why Boy Lewis gets another penalty, but that won't matter because he's got a very nice gap back up to Beans. So Artem's will close up nicely again. It's a 4/10 gap between the top two guys. And I think Artem maybe won't go for the move on this straight because he's a little bit too far back, but he can save that ERS. And the ERS could be crucial at the end because now Artem's got the advantage on Mazepin. It's switched around. Mazepin had that advantage, but now Artem's saved up more ERS behind Mazepin, and he should be able to make the move. Should be able to make quite a comfortable move on this next lap if he. Sorry, at the end of this lap if he chooses to. See we go then through the end of the second sector again. It's a 4/10 gap between these two guys. Who's going to come out tops in this one then? So is Artem going to try and make the move, or is he going to save ERS? That's the question. Down the straight he goes. Is Artem burning ERS? No, he's not. But he's going to burn he's going to use his DRS though, so he's going to close up to Mazepin. But I don't know if it'll be close enough. Let's see. Down the straight, it's actually going to be. It is going to be close enough. He's going to go to the outside. Yes, he is. Side by side. Mazepin goes and rolls his car through the corner and stops Artem getting the move done. But Artem gets a decent exit. And is he going to use the DRS now to make a move with Mazepin? Let's see. Down the straight, using the slipstream. It's going to be close enough. He could make a dive here. He's going to dive it down the inside of his Artem. Mazepin leaves space. But Mazepin keeps the position from diving, breaking later. But he's got a horrible exit now. As Artem has to cover throttle there. He got on the curb and he couldn't have kept his foot down, or he was going to spin. And that would not have been a good for Artem. So three attempts left for Artem to get through on Mazepin. He's got this next DRS straight here, or the final two on the final lap. So this could come down to a last lap dash here. A dash to the line, if it does happen, because obviously Artem has that ERS advantage on Mazepin, and that could be crucial from Artem. Let's see down the straight now. Here we go. Artem's burning that ERS. Is Mazepin burning? No, he's not. He's saving his ERS. So Artem's got 15% more still. He's going to use that DRS now down the straight. Is Artem going to make the move? Where is he going to go? He's going to go round the outside again. Yeah, he's going to go round the outside. But here goes Artem. He's into the lead of the race. He gets through on Mazepin, but is Mazepin going to try and get the switch back now? The last lap of the race. This is for the win in the finale. Here we go. Here comes Mazepin. Is he going to get that move stick? Let's see. Round the outside goes Mazepin. Is he going to make the move? Oh, not quite. Artem shots off the option. And now Artem's in front with more ERS, so surely he's going to be able to keep this keep the position on Mazepin, unless Mazepin tries to get through on Artem in this middle sector. But we still have this final DRS We still have the final DRS straight to go on the main straight. This could decide who wins this race then. Can Mazepin make it 3 in a row, or can Artem stop his run and get I believe his first win in ABS? So let's see. Artem doesn't get the best run through there, but it's 4 temps now. Can Artem make it stick? It's going to be really tight, surely. It's now 5 temps. Surely Artem's actually got this in the bag now. He's got the ERS advantage. Mazepin's burning. Artem's burning. They're draining all their batteries now. And I think Artem's done it. Surely Mazepin can't keep up with that DRS enough. And there we go, to the line. And he's just about done it. Artem wins the race. Wins the Brazilian Grand Prix for the finale in Tier 4 by just over a tenth of a second. What a battle between Mazepin and Artem. That was a really, really good showing for 7 viewers that have joined me to watch the end of this race. So it is Aaron Ocon. Rounds out the podium with Swinners in behind. Claiming P4. Y-Boy Lewis in P5 and then Beans is going to be in P6. So everyone who finished the race there gets points. That just rewards those who kept it clean and was able to not get involved in any incidents. The in-game driver today does go to Aaron Ocon, so let's see where he started then. I think he started like maybe P15, so he's had quite a good race there from Aaron Ocon. Yeah, all the way down from P15 he's able to get up the field and get P3. That's really good from him. Let's go and he wants an interview, so let's go on and invite I don't know if my audio is actually included, so the interviews might not be able to happen, but let's give it a go anyway. Hello! I don't know if you're going to be able to be heard on the stream, so I'm just going to see if I can hear you say hello then. No, I can hear you. I don't know if you can be heard on the stream though. Oh no, I can't hear you on the stream unfortunately. But yeah. I'll round it up here then. So thank you for watching ABS Tier 4, the finale at Brazil. So that rounds off this ABS season for Season 6 then. So thank you to the 7 viewers who have stayed and watched for the whole race, and we'll see you next season.